Hello all, welcome back to my channel Edu-Lit-Niru. Apologies to you all for the long break. And today in this lesson we are going to learn about a short story titled Three Questions, which was written by Leo Tolstoy. Leo Tolstoy was a great Russian writer. He was born in the year 1828 and he was greatly influenced by Mahatma Gandhiji. And Leo Tolstoy died in the year 1910. So, in this short story, three questions, he comes up with three questions. Okay, actually, in this story, a king, an anonymous king, in an anonymous kingdom, he will suddenly three questions will emerge in his mind. The first question is, what would be the right time to start anything or the right time to do anything? And the second question, who would be the right person that he should listen to all the time? Okay, and who would be the person that he should avoid? And the third question is, what would be the right business for him to do? Okay, what would be the most important thing that he needs to do? So these are the three questions which will emerge in the minds of the king. In order to get answers to all of these three questions, the king proclaimed throughout his nation, throughout his kingdom, that if anyone comes up with the satisfactory answers to all of these questions, they will be rewarded. And soon learned men of his kingdom reached him and gave different answers to all of his questions. For the first question, they told him that if he wants to find the right time to do anything, he must draw up a table of days, months, and years, and he must stick to it and live according to it. Also, they told him that he alone cannot find the right time to do things. So they asked him to have a council of wise men to help him to find the right time to do things. And some of them told him that he should have a magician to find things beforehand in order to find the right time to do anything. And for the second question, they came up with a different person to whom the king should listen to. And they were counselors, priests, doctors, and warriors. And for the third question, they told him that the most important thing in the world was science, skill in warfare, and religious worship. Getting different answers for all of his three questions, the king remained unsatisfied and he rewarded none. Then he decided to consult a hermit who was renowned for his wisdom. The king put on simple clothes, dismounted from his horse, left his bodyguards behind, and he went on alone to the hermit's place. When the king approached, the hermit was digging the ground with his spade. He was a frail and weak man who breathed heavily in between digging the ground. The king went up to him and asked him that he was there to clarify three questions. The king listed three questions continuously, but the hermit listened to the king and he answered nothing. He just started digging the ground again and again. The king told him that you're looking so tired, let me get the spade and dig for a while to help you. The hermit handed the spade to the king and he sat on the ground. While digging, the king stopped and asked him and repeated him the three questions, but the hermit again gave no answer. The hermit asked the king to rest for a while, but the king did not give the spade and started digging the ground. 1 hour passed and another. The sun began to sink behind the trees, and finally the king stuck the spade into the ground. And they found a man approaching them running, pressing his hands against his stomach. And they found blood was oozing out of his stomach. The king treated him and laid him in the cot. After working for several hours in the day, the king felt too tired and crouched down on the threshold. The next day, when he awoke, he remembered nothing, and he was looking at the man lying beside him amazingly. The man apologized to the king, but the king felt ambiguous. The man told him that he was his enemy because the king executed his brother and seized all of his property, and today he aimed at killing the king because he found that he decided to meet the hermit all alone, leaving behind his bodyguard at the beginning of the wood. He waited for the king the whole day, and when the sun started sinking behind the trees, and he made his way towards the hermit house. But the bodyguards identified him and darted the arrows towards him. But the king saved him, and he added that he will be his most faithful slave and he will bid his sons to do the same. And he apologized for his act. The king was very glad. The king approached the hermit again and repeated his three questions again. The hermit told him that he had given answers to all of this question previously. The king was confused, and the hermit told him that yesterday, when you decided to help me dug those beds for me, if you would have gone on your way, that man would have killed you and attacked you. Okay, and you would have repented for not having stayed with me. So, for you, the most important time was digging the ground, and the most important man was me, and the most important business was to help me. Okay, and then your most important time was helping the man in treating him, and the most important person was the man, and the most important business was saving his life. The most important time is when we have any power. It is not necessary that with whom we are. Doing good to others at the right time is the most important thing or business. Through this short story, we learned that doing good to others is the right time, right person, and right business in our life. I think this short story would be useful and informative to you. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Bye bye. Thank you all.